Alright. Alrighty then. So, I'm recording this for mostly for posterity, I would imagine. But this was a bit of an odd circumstance that I thought, because recently we had someone come out and install a new water heater in the house, and as you can see, all the leaves starting to come off the trees out here. It's Texas, so I mean, sometimes it takes a while for the effects of fall to actually kick in. But had someone come out here and put a new water heater in. Now I'll show you the job they've done, because it was a great. They did a great job for the space in which they had to work with. But bit of a problem here, and it has nothing to do with the installation. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this face cover here off the unit, kind of show you what the problem is real quick. So 1 second. So 1 second. Second here. I need to find a place where I can set this where it's not causing issues with the camera, and y'all get to see my wonderful feet in flip-flops here for you. Big. This should be about, yeah, we'll just use the flathead then. It's got one of those stupid screws that they use, and not always does it like to let the flathead sit in it appropriately here. So I'm just gonna pull this cover off of it real quick. Now, watch the video on where to find the unit and everything else, and I was expecting, you know, to find styrofoam to be the primary insulating factor for it, but turns out, nope. In fact, it's just a flap of regular glass fiber insulation. I guess that's what you would call it. And here's where the very peculiar thing came into effect. So with most water heaters, one of the things you'll see is temperatures, you know, actual numerical values and everything else. And that's what I expected when I pulled this open, so I could know exactly, you know, how hot I was setting it to. Well, those are my options. Hot and very hot. I don't know about you, but that's that's rather subjective, quite frankly. What exactly does that mean? What does that represent? I mean, I don't even know how to. That's not even measurable. It's way too vague. So I'm having to fiddle with this thing to set it to a temperature that is actually appropriate to what I'm looking for. And I'm going to set it about right there and see if that gets it to the temperature that I'm looking for. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. It don't tell me, but still doesn't tell me much as to actually how hot that is. That could be, you know, 100 degrees, 40 degrees, 300 degrees, you know, the temperature of a small star. Doesn't really help much in that regard. But I decided I was going to come out here and do this, and I figured I might as well share it for anybody who was interested in having a bit of a laugh at the inside of an actual water heater. And why on earth they thought that was a good way to show temperature measurements. I'm sorry, but if you're going to do temperature measurements on a water heater like that in order to determine how hot something is, then the only acceptable metrics that I will take are 120, 130, 140, and then melting the skin off your face like the scene from Indiana Jones. But hey, y'all have a great day.